Thank you. Next speaker is Asian Forum for Human Rights and Development.
Mr. Vice President, we welcome the update by the High Commissioner. We reiterate his concerns on a number of Asian situations. We share concerns on Burma, Myanmar, and call for an end to attacks on civilian populations. We call on this Council to urgently address the human rights and humanitarian catastrophe in the country with the seriousness that it deserves. On Rohingya refugees, Burma, Myanmar's neighbors should respect the international legal principle of non-refoulement. We echo concerns over attacks against journalists and human rights defenders in India, including on the recent murder of the outspoken journalist Gauri Lankesh. Similarly, we also echo concerns on threats of violence to human rights defenders and journalists in Pakistan and their efforts to restrict civil society. We share concerns on Sri Lanka in relation to lack of progress in essential confidence-building measures, including the release of military-occupied civilian land and the Prevention of Terrorism Act. We echo the need for a clear timeline and benchmark for the implementation of government commitment under Resolution 30/1. We echo the call for universal jurisdiction for alleged violations of international human rights law and humanitarian law, and are concerned by the lack of credible government action towards accountability. We share concerns on extrajudicial killings in the Philippines and the lack of due process rights. We call on the Philippines to cooperate and grant full access to UN mechanisms, and are deeply concerned by threats against human rights defenders. Lastly, on Cambodia and Maldives, we echo concerns regarding attacks on democratic space ahead of elections next year, and call on both governments to immediately restore freedoms of expression, assembly and association. The UN must closely monitor these two countries prior to elections. Thank you.